Welcome back to Game On, where we use sports to talk about everything related to mental health. If I asked you, what are the first couple names that come to mind when I say baseball and steroids? Who do you think it would be? I'll give you a second. Most people would come up with Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, maybe Roger Clemens, Jose Canseco, all those names. How far down the line do you think Andy Pettitte would be? And I know I'm dating myself by using this reference, but it's really just for an example. And for those who weren't around or don't remember, I'll explain what I mean. It always really struck me when baseball was going through the heat of the debate and struggles with steroids. Andy Pettitte stood out to me because just about every other player who there was suspicion or even more than that when it came to steroids would deny, 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 deny. Andy Pettitte, if I recall correctly, he was very transparent about it. He didn't hide behind it. He said, I screwed up. And he said, I don't remember if he gave like rationale of being injured or not, but he just communicated in a way that was very transparent and said, it is what it is. I did it. I'm not defending it. It was wrong. I hope I can move on from this. And because he did that, people really did move on very quickly. And now it doesn't chase him. Whereas everyone else who deny, it chased them and chased them and chased them and chased them, whether or not they were actually proven guilty of something. And perhaps they had more at stake because they didn't want to go to jail, whatever the legal ramifications were. The point is the same, is that communication and how we communicate, how we respond to things is so pivotal and so influential. And I could be sounding naive here a little bit, but in my experience, there is an overwhelming majority of conflicts that could either be circumvented, mitigated, prevented, or even solved much quicker if we choose to communicate in a more transparent way. We're almost our own worst enemy. And I'm including myself in that because I think we all struggle with communication in different areas and with different people. It's hard, it's difficult. But when you work on communication, sometimes I'll be working with someone and we talk about a certain piece of communication and maybe we'll practice it and they'll try something new. Not that I have all the magic answers, I don't, but it's almost like this light bulb goes off and it's like, wow, okay, so if we're proactive about this communication, instead of doing this dance of like not saying what we mean and not meaning what we say and alluding to this and being passive aggressive or just not really being clear and then assuming and hoping that the other person thinks and understands, and meanwhile my behavior doesn't reflect exactly what I'm thinking and exactly what I'm feeling, and then it turns into this whole big hold up. If we could work on our communication, whether it's before, whether it's talking about how to communicate during, and then also when it's after the fact, so much can be prevented. Again, I'm not trivializing how difficult it is to communicate, but communication is just so important. And instead of trying to like weed through the actual conflict of what happened, you could take a step back and work on communication. And it always struck me with Andy Pettitte and steroids and how the way he communicated, whoever his PR person was, deserves a bonus because it didn't chase him for that reason. Didn't make it into a bigger deal. He was just transparent. I'm all about transparency and being genuine and authentic because I think it serves us well. I hope you found that meaningful. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.